Welcome to the Alchemy of Sex and Spirit, where sex, psychology and spirit meet. In this episode, I'm going to explain why you were born magnetic. And stay until the end for this episode's magical practice. It might just change everything. Before I begin today, here's a kind of health warning. You may find some ideas in this episode preposterous. That's all right. As I frequently say, you don't have to blindly believe everything I say. You might not even understand everything I say at first. That's all right too. I simply invite you to keep an open mind. It's distinctly possible that something I say may ring a bell within you. It's important for you to know that the teachings I share on this podcast, they aren't simply invented out of nowhere by me. They're based on ancient wisdom from both the East and the West that's been described in various ways. I use the terms esoteric psychology or self-discovery. Whatever you call it, this is a path for discovering your magnetic self whilst living as a modern man or woman in the world, going to work, seeking or sustaining an intimate relationship, perhaps raising children, trying to provide materially for yourself and those you love. It's a path of personal discovery, a psychology of the soul. Now, think about this scene for a moment. Inside the maternity ward of a hospital, a new baby is born. The nurse or doctor leaves the room for a few minutes to announce to the waiting relatives that the baby has safely arrived. They look at one another with joy, and soon the closest family members are invited into the room to see the baby for the very first time. Now, imagine it. The small group of adults stand around the cot beside the mother. Everyone's in awe. Isn't he beautiful? Oh, she's so adorable. They bend forward to get as close as possible to the sleeping baby. Some are almost hypnotized. Some are in tears of happiness. And the baby, he or she, hasn't said anything. She isn't even awake. Yet somehow she's quietly and mysteriously attracting all the attention, even while she sleeps. The baby is magnetic. After a short while of recovery, the mother takes the baby out in a pram. Perhaps they go to the shops or to the supermarket. And it's not long before one or more people gather round the pram, admiring the sleeping baby. Oh, he's so lovely, so cute, so beautiful. A small group of smiling adults may gather round that pram right in the middle of a shopping centre, simply drawn to the child. It's magnetic. In fact, this phenomenon continues through the early years of life. Whenever the parents take the child to a restaurant, a party, or even to school, people respond. Bless him, they say, even when the child's mischievous. They watch him. They listen to everything he says. They smile or laugh kindly, even when the child says or does something naughty. There's an innocence that's deeply attractive, a vulnerability, authenticity. He or she is magnetic. It's not until the child enters the second stage of life, from around the age of 7, that this magnetism begins to weaken. And by the time the child reaches the middle of that second stage, perhaps 11 or 12 years old, that natural magnetism may not only have weakened, but in some cases may even have turned into something more unattractive. The adults, strangers, even family members who were once so naturally drawn to the child may now begin reacting to the behavior, the attitudes, the defensiveness of a new kind of personality that's beginning to emerge. What's happened? The child is developing an ego, a personality that he or she believes will provide protection or create attention or secure approval. This is the beginning of false personality. It's not magnetic. It's a mask, a shield, a persona, and that persona continues to grow, covering, hiding, smothering the magnetism that he or she was born with. Many people, I'd say the majority, spend their whole lives building this mask, this false personality, believing it to be who they really are. Some enlarge their sense of self by building a mask of self-importance or grandeur, while others hide themselves behind a mask of unworthiness. There's something fundamentally wrong with me. And there are many other self-created identities that both men and women construct throughout their life, all in the name of building a personality. Your personality may have become your identity, who you think you are. Personal magnetism's forgotten. In its place is a mask, constructed from the materials of your conditioning, negative thoughts, fears, anxieties, and judgments. You've forgotten the magnetism you were born with. So where's it gone? Has it disappeared? Or is it simply hidden? To answer these questions, we need to explore some deep territory in our study of ourselves. Questions such as, who am I really? What is this magnetic self that's born as a baby? Human beings don't appear from nowhere. Our physical bodies are derived from the combination of sperm from a male body and egg cell from female ovaries, but there's more, much, much more to human being than simply the physical body. There's life, energy, consciousness, soul, or psyche. At that level, the level of the soul, we arrive on Earth in the delivery room fresh from prenatal existence in the cosmos. We are said to have come from the stars. We're not born as a blank slate. We arrive already patterned by cosmic influences, subtle waves or radiations from the planetary forces of the solar system, not just physical planets, but organizing forces that shape what esoteric psychology calls essence. These forces are received into the physical body through the glands and endocrine system, and they help shape the body, the nervous system, and the quality of energy a person is born with. So what arrives at birth is not just a body, but a peculiar kind of body, carrying a particular configuration of energy. There's an ancient Hermetic axiom that declares, as above, so below. As below, so above. This same idea is rephrased elsewhere as man being created in the image of God. Two ways of describing the same idea. So, when a baby's born, what arrives is not merely a physical body. What arrives is a soul in potential, entering life through a physical vehicle. And the magnetism that I spoke of earlier doesn't come merely from that baby's body. It comes from the deeper reality that's shining through it. Essence, potential soul, becoming. We're drawn to the baby because before false personality forms its mask, something real is still present and we sense it. Perhaps that's why the child is so magnetic, because in some mysterious way, it reminds us of who we are and of what we may become. These essential forces don't express themselves in exactly the same way in every human being. They're, very broadly speaking, 9 primary planetary rays or influences that shape 9 corresponding essence type, sometimes called body types. Each type carries its own quality of energy. These aren't merely personality traits, they're deeper, patterns of essence. And this matters because magnetism isn't one thing. It has different colors, textures, different rhythms. This work of releasing or developing personal magnetism is about discovering your own essential nature. Once you begin to recognize your essential pattern, your ray, your body type, you begin to understand both your natural gift and also your particular struggle. You begin to see how your essence wants to express itself, but how personality interferes with it. But of course, hearing about essence is one thing. Becoming more aware of your own essence is another. As you begin to observe yourself, you become more aware of your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions, your habits. And then, through certain exercises or practices, you begin to become less identified with your thoughts, less governed by your feelings. You might feel attraction, but not be compelled by it. Or you might feel insecurity, but no longer identified with it. You might notice yourself wanting approval, but without actively needing to seek it. You might feel afraid, but without contracting or hiding. Something begins to emerge within you at times of pressure or potential conflict. Something that doesn't automatically react, isn't trying to impress or defend or achieve. Now, this is difficult to describe, but once you've felt it, this quiet space in you that's no longer completely trapped in personality, you'll recognize it for yourself. It's a sense of being at ease with yourself, realizing that you have thoughts, but you are not those thoughts, that you have feelings, but that you are not those feelings, that you have a body, but you are not simply a body. And you begin to sense who you really are beneath the personality that has formed around you. And this is magnetism. Magical practice. Find a place and a time to be alone for 10 to 15 minutes. Sit in a comfortable chair. Switch off all devices. Let your breathing be easy, natural, unforced. Let your body soften. And just notice you're here. Now, very gently, bring to yourself this simple question. Who am I? Not as something to answer too quickly. Just ask silently, inwardly, who am I? Perhaps an answer begins to arise. your name, your age, your role, your history, your personality. Simply notice, let it pass, and then ask inwardly again, who am I? If a role appears, ask, who am I without that role? If a thought appears, even a thought of annoyance or confusion, ask, who is aware of this thought? If a feeling appears, maybe frustration or irritation, ask, who is aware of this feeling? Let each answer come and let each answer go. No need to fight, change it or reject it. Just keep going deeper. Who am I? Not my name or my past, not my successes or my failures, not the image I try to present to the world. So then, who am I? And now, rather than looking for another description, simply notice what remains. The simple fact that you are. Not I am this or I am that, just I am. Keep returning to the question gently until the usual answers begin to fall silent. Who am I? If thoughts arise, let them arise. If feelings arise, let them arise. And once again, very gently, return to the question, who am I? And beyond every answer, rest in the truth that remains. I am. I am. Simply that. Just the sense of being. I am. And when you're ready, slowly return. Become aware of your breath and your body. Slowly open your eyes and gently go about your day. And try to carry this question with you into your day. Who am I? Back to what's most real in you. Your essence, your being, your magnetic self. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to know more about the metaphysics of attraction and personal magnetism, I've written a free downloadable ebook called Attract Love, which is an introduction to developing the power of personal magnetism. You can download that by following the link in the description below. I'm David Brown, and this is the Alchemy of Sex and Spirit.